Welcome to All Peace for Ukraine. Today is April 14th, 2022. Today we're going to talk about sources, sources of raw data and information that you can find on the web that is just raw data or it has a minimal bias to it. Just some of the sources I've been using that have helped me understand the conflict that's going on in Ukraine. The first one I want to talk about is the Live UA map. So liveuamap.com, you click on Ukraine and you can see here on the News Live information for the last 24 hours. What's been going on in Ukraine. They can take photos and videos and geolocate them to pin them on a map, so you could just go and click on something and it's going to tell you what happened in that location. If it is Russian information or even Ukrainian information that necessarily can't be trusted, they might be putting their own spin on it. There's typically a warning label on that. So, as in here, the source is state-funded media. Please be aware, do not rely on this source without proper objective analysis of the facts to form a judgment. So, it's kind of nice because it gives you some thoughts on what's going on in real time, and also, like the cautionary tale, this might not be totally accurate. So you can click on any of these dots here and find out, this one is an air raid siren. So, you get an idea of what's happening. And, if you hear something was a target or whatever, and you go and look and there's not information, you might want to question your source and make sure it's accurate, because this has been pretty true. Not 100% timely. Sometimes there's a lag, but it's been pretty good. The next site is the ADSB Exchange. You can click here and go to Global Tracking Map. And this is going to blow your mind, because this is like all the flights everywhere that have trackers on them all over the world. And I just slide over to Ukraine, and to help filter out some of the craziness that is here, I scroll down on the right side and I filter by military. So I click military and then you click filter. If you want to clear that filter, you just hit reset. And this is showing you the military planes that are up and around. You can click on them and see, this flight's from the United Kingdom. It's going to show you the track that it is taken. A lot of times you will see here's one right here. A lot of times you will see flights going up and down the west coast of Ukraine, just kind of on the outside of Ukraine. And these are flights that are very likely drones or some type of military surveillance that go up and down. Sometimes you can see them going across the Black Sea. You can get their country of origin. So this is definitely a tracking plane. And that's coming from Luxembourg. Yeah, so you get some very interesting things that are happening here. You will rarely, if ever, I don't think I've ever seen a flight actually over Ukraine. Now, that doesn't mean there's not flights there, but their trackers can be turned off. Obviously, if they're engaging in military warfare, they're not going to have their trackers on. So, that is the ADSB Exchange site. This next one I like for slightly different reasons. This is flightradar24.com. And here, we got Ukraine way up here. I haven't messed with the filters on this, and I see that there are some. I just haven't played with them very much. But what I do like about it is up here in the most tracked flights. So if you click on this, you can sometimes find information on, if somebody is paying attention, a lot of people are paying attention to a particular flight. That might give you information as to something's going on, something suspicious. And it might be something to pay attention to. So just something additional in terms of tracking flights. Next, we have Bellingcat.com. This has been really interesting, and I unfortunately, my husband told me about this a while ago, and I didn't investigate it until recently, and it's actually some pretty good information. So these folks really dig into the who said what sort of stuff. So if you look at this article here, Russia's Bucha facts versus the evidence, it's going to go in and it's going to say, well, Russia said this and Ukraine said this, but let's go back in time. What did Russia put on Twitter on this day at this time? And it's going to help sort out the facts by the data that's been presented and try to steer you towards a conclusion of where the facts lie based on what the evidence says. So it's been a really good site, Bellingcat.com. I recommend that. The next one is the Vesselfinder.com. So Vesselfinder.com, this looks at ships that are all over the world. I haven't messed with this one too much. I was only able to click on a few ships before it starts asking for money, but you can certainly go and check it out, and you can definitely see where different things are. When I clicked on these before, it would load information about the ship over here, but again, after about 3 or 4, it was asking for quite a bit of money. I think it was like $160 or something. I don't know. It was a lot. So, but there is this information. There might be other sites out there similar to this. I have not investigated that, but that's worth definitely looking at. The next one, and I just like this for the map. So Axios did a story about how countries voted on the UN resolution condemning Russia. So this was back towards the beginning of the war. I just find this map very helpful. You can go in and just see who voted to condemn Russia in purple, who voted against condemning Russia for invading Ukraine in orange. The dark gray abstained from voting. The light gray are not UN countries. So that's just helpful, kind of factual information. And then there's another one just a week or so ago. The UN suspended Russia from the Human Rights Council. And then again, you can see who voted to suspend is in purple, who voted against is in orange, and who abstained is in dark gray. So it's just some real factual information that Axios has put up. And then NEMACO Network, I found him a while ago. He does some live cameras. He typically has a live stream. You can see he has one going right now. There's a live stream. He has the live UA map up. You can see that here. He also has various cameras up. He usually has the time up that is Kyiv time. So you can see there 7 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time. They are 8 hours ahead of Central Time, 9 of Mountain Time, 10 of West Coast Time. So, you can go in there. He has been doing reports. He was really inconsistent for a while, but lately he's been doing them, I believe, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 to 11, and he just goes through various information. He has a Discord group that vets some information for him that he presents, and it's worth getting on their Discord as well. They have some pretty good information. Yeah, that's about it that I have found, just trying to keep away from too much of the drama that sometimes goes with watching information on public cable channels, and the talking heads and all that sort of stuff gets very stressful. But these are places you can go to find just factual, concrete information. NEMACO is also really good at just, here's the facts, here's what we suspect, and doesn't put too much of a bias on it. So appreciate that. All right, that is all until next time. Goodbye.